everyone, welcome back. Indilorai here. So, previously guys, I've shared with you my US citizenship interview at USAS Denver. And by the way, thank you so much for your nice comments on my previous video. I really appreciate that. But today I'm going to share with you some tips on how I prepared for that said interview. So I hope you'll find this video helpful. So for the US citizenship interview, there will be a naturalization test, which is made up of civics test and English test. So for the English test, you have to demonstrate your ability to read, write, and speak in English. And then after that, after the naturalization test, the officer will ask you questions from your N400 application form. But it can be interchanged though. Depending on the officer that's going to interview you, the officer might start off asking questions from your N400 application form and then followed by the naturalization test. But in my case, I had the naturalization test first, and then after that, the officer asked me questions about my N400 application form. So for the civics test, I studied the 2008 version. I've received a lot of questions from you guys about which civics test to study. So I'm going to share you guys a table or a guide from USAS website to help you determine if you are required to take the 2008 or you can choose between 2008 and 2020 civics test. So I hope this table will help you understand on which civics test to study. So this is the table from USAS website, which will help you understand which civics test you will take. So this table, you can find which scenario applies to you based on your filing and initial examination dates. And the filing date here is also known as receive date, which you can find that on your N400 notice at the top left corner of the letter. So yeah, the table is very easy to understand, and I don't know if you know this, but the 2020 version has been withdrawn. There is only a brief period during which USAS may offer both versions of the test. This is to accommodate certain naturalization applicants who filed their application on or after December 1, 2020 and before March 1, 2021 and are scheduled for an interview before April 19th, 2021. So obviously the dates had already passed, so the 2020 version is no longer applicable. So you don't have to worry the 2020 version, guys. All you need to do is to study the 2008 version. And so for the English test, the reading and the writing, you don't really have to worry about that. They'll ask you to write simple, basic sentence. So I don't really have the resources for that. And for the vocabulary, I've received a lot of questions if the officer asked me for any vocabulary words. She didn't, but I did study the vocabulary words. But you don't really have to study it word for word. You just have to understand and familiarize the words. And I do have a link. I'm going to share that with you guys in the description box for the vocabulary words. Another preparation is, of course, the documents that I brought with me during the interview. So I have this. I have my green card, driver's license, medical insurance cards, passports, marriage certificate, birth certificate, divorce decree, joint bank statements. I actually submitted 6 months, recent 6 months of our joint bank statements, credit card statements, same, the recent 6 month statements, insurance policy, form 1040 for 3 years since we've been married for more than 3 years and we have been filing for our taxes for 3 years. So I've received questions about the form 1040. This is the form 1040. I just covered all my personal information in there. But this is just for 2 pages only. So this is 2018. This is the form that we just downloaded this from TurboTax. This is the form that we submitted to IRS. So this is not really an official like tax form from IRS, but this is the one that we submitted to IRS. So this is only 2 pages for each year. So for 2019, it's still the same, 2 pages, and then 2020, 2 pages. So yeah, and we just signed here. So we just downloaded this from TurboTax and then signed the page and put a date on that. That's it. So I don't know about tax forms. They have so many tax forms here. So, but that's the tax form that I submitted online, and I also brought that with me during the interview. And then yeah, 401k beneficiary and USCIS appointment letter. That's all the preparation that I made before my interview, and I hope you find this video helpful, guys. So if you have any questions, again, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.